Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to give you guys some advice if you're an ADHDer that also has RSD. So RSD is rejection sensitive dysphoria. If you struggle with friendships, if you also have that alongside your ADHD, this video is for you. So I've spoken quite a lot about how I find friendships super difficult, but it's not the making friends part, it's the maintaining friends part, and I find that really difficult. And I'm here today to give you some advice. Yes, you might be thinking, how can you give me advice if you still have no friends? And I kind of get where you're coming from, I really do, but I have a lot of experience in failed friendships. I just kind of want to share my knowledge of failed friendships with you, but I want to reflect on it and give you some advice by like what I done wrong. I want to flip it and say, well, what, you know, this is what I could have done, which could have made things a lot easier. And there are some things that have been tried and tested and they actually work. Not for me, but you know, hey ho, these actually work. These are all my own tips and they are all based on my own experience with ADHD. And yeah, let's just get on with this video. But first, remember to smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will forever be grateful. So yeah, let's just jump straight on to the video. Basically, this video is for anyone who struggles with friendship, I guess, not just ADHDers. But yeah. Okay, let's just get on. A lot of people who have rejection sensitivity dysphoria and ADHD or autism, you can really struggle with accepting constructive criticism. If you feel like you're going to be rejected or humiliated, hurt or anything like that, you kind of just run away. That's it really, just pretty much run away. You are absolutely scared of it. It hurts you to the core. It's an intense, overwhelming feeling of like mental pain, but not only that, it's like physical. You honestly feel your heart crack and break into like a million pieces because it really does hurt. We're so, you know, we're such nice people. I'm talking about, well, I can't generalize that, but there are a lot of ADHDers who are super nice, super empathetic and really compassionate because we struggle a lot. So we are aware that others like struggle too, and we just want to help others, and we are very nice people, okay? Very nice, but sometimes it's just not reciprocated like that, okay? And we can really struggle with maintaining friendships. So if we feel judged, criticized or humiliated, we will completely shut off our communication kind of channels with the said person in this scenario. So a friend or a best friend or a boyfriend or a relationship. Basically, we just shut off all communication channels, and we do this as a, you know, we do this to protect ourselves from heartbreak, fear, humiliation and rejection. Rejection just feels like someone has stabbed us straight in the heart and just left us there to just, well, die, I guess. It just hurts. And it's very hard for us to process this intense emotion. So yeah, I just want to get on and give you some of my tips for this. It's not even tips, it's lived advice, because I don't want you guys to go through life like me, lonely and having no friends. If I can help you, then I'll try. So for me personally, I grew up watching, you know, Wizards of Waverly Place, where there was Alex and Harper. They were best friends, okay? I had this kind of make-believe Disney kind of style of a friendship. I thought that is what friendships are like in real life, you know? And that's what I always kind of expected from a friendship. This is coming from my true heart. This is something that I truly have had to learn the hard way. And, you know, you really have to try to change your expectation and your kind of assumption of what a friendship should look like or what it should be and what you should receive from the other person. So like you might think, oh, sleepovers every weekend, we're going to see each other every day after college, after school or after work, or you know, our life is just going to be us two, we're going to go travel the world, we're going to have so much fun. The thing is, that it's not reality. I mean, if you have that, then wow, I am so jealous. But it's not really a friendship, you know. I mean, it's not really how friendships work. As you get older, you all have commitments, you know. Your friends have their own life, partners, children, they just have their own life, okay, their own space. And I don't know about any other ADHD, but I really struggle with that. They have other friends, and I tell you what, that's the thing that I struggle with the most. My expectation is that if you have a friend, they're your friend, like your best friend, so like you're their best friend and you're their only best friend and it's just you two. The thing is, in life, that really isn't how a friendship works. Everyone has more than one friend, if they're lucky. If they're not like me, they have more than one friend. But I always thought that, I don't know why, it's like a Disney princess thing. Like, I always thought that friendships were just like this beautiful, magical fairy tale thing, and they're not. So my biggest piece of advice is try to, you know, change your perspective and your expectation and assumption of what a friendship should be, because that, I personally feel like, sets you up for a failure straight away. So if you can do that, that's one good step towards maybe maintaining a long-term friendship. So this one is really important, and I feel like, again, it's something that hits me really to the heart, and that one, this one is, don't ever put someone else's feelings, needs before your own. Like, prioritize your happiness. Don't put anyone else's happiness in front of yours, because no, you've got to realize that you're your number one, and you have to always be your main priority. Don't ever put anyone else's needs or happiness in front of your own, because it's just never going to work. You know, put yourself first. Always think, am I okay with this? Not, oh, I'll do it because they want me to. No, put your happiness first. If you don't want to do it, if you feel uncomfortable, well, I don't want to do that, don't do it. Always, always, always put yourself first. Prioritize your mental health before anything else. Always, always put your happiness before anyone else's. It may seem selfish, but sometimes you have to be selfish. You have to look out for you, and everything else will work. Just look out for you, because you're your only concern when it comes to your happiness and your mental health. You have to put yourself first. So a lot of us ADHDers are quick to react to situations that we feel are wrong, or again, we might feel humiliated, rejected, you know, we might just, you know, uncomfortable situations that we may or may not find ourselves in. We can react sensitively to that, and I mean react really quickly, without thinking, without giving ourselves time to wait, is this how I should act? How should I act? Is this the correct way to approach the situation? We don't give ourselves that time, because our mind is impulsive, and it's like bam, our reactions are like flash emotions. We can't catch up with them. So my next piece of advice from lived experience is to give yourself time to process and to understand your emotions. Always give yourself time to feel and validate your emotion before reacting to this situation or said, you know, scenario. Always give yourself that time to process it, because us ADHDers, we're not behind, we aren't slow, there's nothing like, we're not, you know, we're not stupid. But what I want to, you know, what I'm getting at is sometimes it takes us longer to see the full picture and to really understand the situation, to understand other people's point of view, because in that, you know, very moment we are blindsided by our emotion, and they are quick and they flash before our eyes, and sometimes it's hard for us to catch up with that emotion, and before we know it, that's it, bam, we've reacted to this situation and it's just blown it up even more, and we've got it wrong because we assumed when actually this person wasn't meaning it like that. But because we're so sensitive to rejection, as in, you know, we expect to be rejected because that's all we've ever really experienced, we are quick to react to this kind of experience, and it can sometimes just lead to worse case scenarios kind of thing. It just leads to trouble. So my biggest piece of advice would to give yourself time, space to reevaluate the situation, sit back, process it, actually feel your emotion, understand why you're feeling like this, communicate to the said person, and do not react instantly basically to that thing. Take yourself away, go for a walk, just literally step outside and think, right, okay, even 5 minutes could change the outcome of this said situation. And again, that could really do great things for a friendship, because blowing up and you know, arguing, and this person could see that as a negative kind of thing, but you're not like that. You know, we are just blindsided by our emotion, and sometimes it is super powerful and people can be intimidated by that. So instead of kind of reacting so quick to things, try to just allow yourself time to communicate again with yourself and with someone you trust. Try to process this, write down your emotion, draw if you can express your emotions this way. Just try to understand why you are reacting like this. Why has this situation made you feel like this? You know, how best to react to this situation? How can we approach this without making it worse, without making us feel, you know, without others making, you know, we just have to really take time to process this. And I've learned this the hard way. Sometimes I felt like someone's left me out of the group, or I'm being left out, or I haven't been invited to a party, or I haven't done this, I haven't done that, and I can react really negatively by like, that is it, you know, I'm not happy that you've done this, blah blah blah, and I'll take myself out of a group chat or block these people because actually I've had enough, like I'm hurt and I do not want to be hurt anymore, and I try to protect myself with this barrier, but actually they just didn't get round to asking me. They wanted to ask me face to face because they know I struggle with social anxiety, and they didn't want to make me feel pressured that I had to go. And, you know, that's a justified thing. That's totally okay. And actually, they're doing it because they care. But I acted so quick and fast, and, you know, my emotions took over. I reacted how I assumed, you know, I just assumed what this person was doing. I didn't ask for their side of the story. That was it, bam, I've got to protect myself. And I put this big barrier up because that was it. I am not being hurt, guys. I am not letting myself feel rejected or anything like that. No, I am in control. I'm not letting myself get hurt. And by taking such drastic measures and reacting so negatively towards a situation, it caused me to lose friends, and it has, and that is the true story. So if you can, please give yourself time, space. Don't react straight away. If you need to, say, can I just talk to you, like outside, just me and you. Don't let the environment suck you in. Try to just take someone aside if it's a person, and just say, have I understood like this situation properly, or, you know, have I got it wrong, or can you just explain to me? And a lot of people will be like, wow, I really respect you for asking that, and it can really go a long way, guys. So subconsciously, a lot of us ADHDers can suppress all of our emotion and bottle it up, and then, you know, ultimately when you shake a fizzy bottle, if you open that lid, it goes everywhere, it just explodes. And that is how it feels to me anyway, and I know that is how a lot of other ADHDers kind of cope with their emotions when they feel so intense and like just absorbed by their emotions. Sometimes it's really difficult, so they just think, right, I can't be dealing with this, I just need to suppress it, and they do it. And we shouldn't do that. If you're in a good friendship, and if you found a real good friend, they are going to be okay with you saying, right, okay, I need to take a step back here. I need to understand my feelings, and a lot of these people, I'll help you, you know, if they're a good friend, they will understand that, and they'll be like, I respect that, do you want me to help, or do you want me to step back and just allow you to do it yourself? Like, that is what a good friend should do. And I mean, again, maybe that's just my expectation that I shouldn't have, but maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe that was just what I would do anyway. I would just assume a good friend would do that, allow you time, space to do that. But not everyone understands ADHD, and not everyone is able to communicate their feelings like that. So if you're in this position, I would totally say, instead of, you know, suppressing all those emotions, if you can, and if you feel comfortable, and if you're in a good friendship and you've known this person long enough, try to work together to find a real good resolution for you to be able to communicate how you're feeling. Say, can I text you how I'm feeling rather than telling you verbally? Or can I write you a letter? Can I email you? Can I send you a voice note? But I don't want to do it face to face, so I'll do it when I get home. We have to set personal boundaries because we have to feel comfortable too, and so do they. So if we can work together as a friend, you know, as a friendship and a team, to make communication comfortable for both of us, that is something that could really help a friendship. So something that, again, this is a life lesson that I've learned that I just do not want you guys to have to learn. I mean, I'm really unfortunate if you have, like, then I got you, because I know how hard it really is. But a friendship between a certain, like, either one person or 5 people should be balanced. Friendship goes 2 ways, okay? So it's from me to another person, and if you're in a whole group, then obviously it will go like maybe 5 ways, but it's between me and a said person. Like, each individual has a friendship, okay? And it should be balanced. It should be 50-50. But a lot of us ADHDers give 110%, and the other person feels that it's okay and acceptable to give 20% because we're doing everything. We're the ones chasing them up. We're the ones trying to make plans. We're the ones that want to be really at active as a friendship. You know, we're the ones that are trying our hardest to make this friendship work. And like I said, I've learned the real hard way, and I've ended up burnt out. I've, you know, spent money on people because I feel like they're my friends when actually they just wanted me for personal benefit, really. They wanted to benefit from me as an individual. They wanted something I had, so they thought being my friend, and they used me for that said thing. I've learned that you know, not everyone is a good person, and that's just life, okay? Not everyone is compatible with you. So this piece of advice, I really strongly think that every friendship, regardless if you have ADHD and RSD, everyone should try to, you know, take this into consideration. You need to make sure that you don't sacrifice your own needs and your own emotions, and you don't sacrifice who you are for other people's kind of acceptance, okay? If they don't like you for who you are, then that's their issue, it's not your issue, okay? What is not okay is pretending to be your friend and continuing to gain your, kind of like, you know, if you work somewhere and you get a discount or something, that person can be like, oh, I love that shop, and you work there, so they'll be like, oh, I'll pretend to be their friend because I want that discount, she'll give it to me. Because you would, because we're such, I'm not saying we are, because everyone, there are people without ADHD are really generous, but us ADHDers try so hard to be liked because of past traumatic friendships. We just want to be so liked, we desire to be accepted, and we would give someone our last penny for them to be happy because we feel like they might like us for that, and like if we don't do it, they aren't going to like us. And this is a real hard thing. Like I said, I've learned it. It's so hard, and that's why I have taken a step back from actively wanting to have friends, because it's just so challenging, it's hurtful, it never ends well for me. And you should never have to sacrifice your own needs for acceptance, never. You have to be willing to compromise on the little things, but you never sacrifice anything, remember that, guys. You have to be your first priority, the other person has to care for themselves, and it just has to work 50-50. It's not 75-25 thing or a 40-60 thing, no, it's 50-50, it's two ways. And if you aren't feeling like you're getting the same back, then that's when you need to take a step back and stop giving your all, because if this person really cares, they will sense that and be like, oh, sorry if I, you know, what's going on, like the communication might have stopped, and they might see that actually, okay, like you done a lot for me and I wasn't doing enough. And you know, friendships can really work like that, and sometimes you just need to find the balance, but you should never be the one to have to find the balance on your own, because it just doesn't work like that. So I hope that my horrible failed friendships, you know, the knowledge I got from that and the, you know, the advice I've given you has really helped you kind of understand that you have to be your main priority always, and friendships should never feel like a one-sided thing ever. Your needs, your mental health, your happiness, you know, you have to prioritize that, and it's not selfish at all, it's self-care. That, you know, you have to put yourself first, because if you don't, who will? Like, you're your biggest fan, you're your biggest kind of, you know, advocate. You have to be comfortable with being a bit selfish at times, because you deserve to be selfish, you deserve to receive what you give, and if you don't, then that's not okay when you're in a friendship or a relationship. 50-50 or nothing, mate, because you deserve 50-50. You shouldn't have to do everything and not receive anything back. It's just, it is ridiculous. So what I just want to say is, remember, you are worth it, you are you, and that is good enough. You don't need to change. I accept you for being you, and I love you for who you are, and I think you're an amazing person. So remember, always be you. You're unique, and actually that is your biggest credit, is being unique. You are just amazing, and you're the best version of you can be, because actually there's no other person just quite like you. So remember, love yourself and learn to understand that you deserve to be respected and to be loved and to be happy. Your needs need to be met, and please don't ever settle for anything less than 50-50, because yeah. So remember to like and subscribe down below, and I will catch you next time. Bye.